dirty, moldy, and yellow. Yukon conservator Valery Monahan is restoring a large antler sculpture. It was stolen from the Canada Game Centre more than a year ago. Last April, it was anonymously returned to the RCMP. Now, for the last 4 months, it's undergone a bit of a facelift. Here to give us an update is Valery Monahan. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And how's our sculpture looking now?
Well, I think it's looking a lot better. I'm not exactly finished with the repair work. I still haven't reattached the broken section, but I have been doing a lot of work to reduce the mold and just to make it look more coherent. It's a lot of what appeared to be mold and dirt turned out to be loose, so it came off really easily, and I've been able to reduce a lot of the stains.
I was going to ask you, how challenging was it to remove the mold?
Well, it turned out to be, for the most part, way easier than I was expecting. As it turned out, a lot of the moldy areas, the mold was sitting on areas that still had a really high polish, and a lot of the material brushed off. There's still a tiny bit of stain underneath some of the areas that looked moldy, but I really was concerned that when I brushed it, there would be really black staining underneath, but in most cases that wasn't the case. So it actually looked a lot better, a lot more quickly than I thought it was going to.
So to that, are we going to be able to restore this piece to its original condition, do you think?
No, it's not possible that it will be in its original condition. It's changed. It has essentially aged in some ways. Its overall tone is never going to be the same really kind of light creamy color that it was. In many ways, it just looks like it's gone through an aging process more quickly than it would have. These pieces are organic and they never stay the same color throughout their lives anyway. But what I have been doing is to create a more coherent appearance so that when you look at it, your eyes aren't immediately drawn to black stains. You see a nice light colored piece and you can admire the incredible intricate carving, which is the whole point of the piece.
Have you been keeping Shane Wilson up to date on how things are going?
Oh, yes. I've been emailing with him, and also, he's been seeing some images, details, befores and afters of some of the most stained areas. So he definitely has an idea of how much it's changed.
Now, normally you work with, bones and that type of thing, things a little less intricate. What's this been like for you to work on such an intricate, delicate piece?
Well, I do actually work sometimes on very fragile, small objects. This one is just a combination of really fragile and really large. So, strangely, one of the challenges for me has been to be able to, I have a large standing microscope, the same kind of piece that's used for cleaning your teeth or in surgery, and that's been very helpful for me, so I can really control my cleaning action. But getting it in between the antlers safely and being able to use it to see all the places I needed to see has been a bit of a challenge. So there have been times when the antler tines of this, moose skull and rack have had little bumpers of foam over the tips so that as I carefully guided my microscope through, there would be no bumping. And you kind of have to work very carefully. Sometimes treatment and exhibit work can be like yoga. You have to not move and then stop and think about where you go next so that you don't bang into things.
Right. Well,
and that's been fun.
Fascinating stuff, and we really appreciate you taking some time this morning. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Valery Monahan is a conservator with the Yukon Government. She's restoring the large moose skull carving called Yukon Seasons by artist Shane Wilson.